Western Stima is actually a team from Kisumu, and now they have a pitch, they have a stadium, and they're playing at the Kisumu Stadium. Waiga.
Right, well, we've got a lot more lined up on the show. Quickfire, Michael Kinyi will be giving away 3,000 bob at least. It could be more. But for now, the information I have is 3,000 bob on our Quickfire section. One Tusker fan may be walking away with the money or walking away empty-handed. We'll find out in just a bit. We'll also be telling you about who some of the top scorers are in all the different leagues. And of course, do not forget, Ndong is not in studio physically, but he's still with us because he's helping us with our team focus. Ndong, how is it out there?
Of course, Mora, thank you so much. I'm here at the Moi Stadium in Kisumu County. I can tell you for a fact it's quite hot. And if you're talking about Quickfire, it's interesting that I have the chairman of Western Stima. I'm sure he was going to ask me whether or not we're going to have Quickfire right here in Kisumu County. Of course, we'll be having focusing on Western Stima. It's a side that has had highs and lows this season. We are honored to have the chairman of Western Stima, Mr. Jobita. Kindly tell us, of course, as far as Western Stima is concerned, how's the season been for them so far?
Thank you so much, my brother here. You visited it here, and the ground is so, the weather here is so hot, but according to us, we are used to this kind of temperature. But gentlemen, we are telling you that it has not been so easy. It's just because of the cooperation of the teams, the players, the officials, and even the fans at large in Kisumu that has made us reach where we've reached so far.
Of course, Chairman, the Moi Stadium was not your home ground before. It used to be the Bukungu Stadium. What changed? And how do you compare Bukungu Stadium with the artificial turf right here?
Oh, thank you so much. I believe maybe you are wrong and you may be right too. Bukungu Stadium was my first choice simply because we qualified through Western Region. Kisumu's Moi Stadium was my second home ground. Mumias was my third home ground. And right now, if you look at Bukungu, the playing ground is so good, but the inner perimeter fence cannot help us in Kenya Premier League. Outside, the outer perimeter fence is also not worked on. If you look at Moi Stadium, it has been so idle, but look at this ground. It is superb. In fact, it is encouraging football. I believe that people are really enjoying, and this ground was abandoned for some time. But when we realized that there is something so good in this ground, we decided to come back and play in this ground. Remember, Western Stima came from Kisumu. We went to Kakamega in 1997 because originally Western Stima was in Kisumu. But I went with it in Kakamega in 1997. That is when we started again in Kakamega. But it has come back to their home ground. I don't think whether we are going to go wrong when we come back to Kisumu Stadium.
Thank you very much. Of course, that's the chairman of Western Stima giving us a clarification as far as history is concerned, where the club originated. Apparently, they used to be. It originated here in Kisumu. For most fans, they will have assumed that it began in the Western region, but he has just confirmed to us that it began here in Kisumu. Then he moved to Bukungu Stadium, then he came back here to Stadium. Of course, another big talking point will be as far as the team's performance this season. They have 5 victories, but 3 losses. It's just I would say it was just somewhat of a hurdle for the team, but ultimately they'll be finding their rhythm in the next few fixtures. We'll be talking to the head coach of Western Stima, that is Henry Omino, in just a moment. But Michael Kinyi, what are the highlights of the weekend?
Thank you very much, Ndong, down in Kisumu with Club Focus. We're starting off with Western Stima. In studio, we have our guest here. Yesterday, actually, Western Stima lost. They donated 3 points to Tusker FC, and their fans are here. They're quite excited about that statement because they believe that Tusker is a team to watch this season. We'll find out more about that when we engage the fans in a short while. But Charles Onsiak is also with us in studio. I told you, you've never had football commentary in Kisi. Today, we have it. And he'll be giving us more highlights on Shabana FC. It's a team that has generated a lot of focus, a lot of debate. We'll be talking more about that in a short while. But Wahiga, let's get the show on the road now.
Right. Well, before we get to that, of course, we'll be showing you our video game focus in just a bit. And we also have lots of funny pictures. Talk to us. Send us a few also if you can. 22422 is our SMS line. And we're on Twitter and Facebook using the hashtag MondayFootball. But for now, let's get straight into the weekend's highlights, where Gor Mahia FC picked up 4 points from 2 matches that followed one of the best football matches this season, in which they drew 1-1 with arch rivals AFC Leopards. Now, in the first match yesterday, Gor Mahia picked up a point in their home match after a barren draw with Sofapaka FC. The game is now known more for the trouble off the pitch, as fans threw missiles on the pitch in protest at the handling of this particular match.
A very and that was much ado about nothing, I found. As there's a clash here, it's a play on the ground. Now you definitely have trouble. Not the kind of side you want to see. I was about to make a point of the fact that I don't know why play was booked, but again, he must have conferred his assistant and figured that out.
A bit of stoppage play here.
Right, Michael King, of course, this is a bit of what happened yesterday. And Mike, I believe you were at the stadium and Mwamburi was there as well. Just your comment, even as we take a look at what's happening on the screen there.
I believe, Wahiga, there should have been 3 red cards in this game. Red card number 1, Glade Dikir, should have been given a red card. Red card number 2 should have gone to Fiston Razak. Red card number 3 should have gone to Collins Okor. We'll be getting into those details when we speak about the fun behavior, if our referees are competent.
Right, and of course this match took place on Wednesday. Gor Mahia fans danced for long at the City Stadium following a 3-0 thumping of Nairobi City Stars. Gor now sit proudly at the top of the table on 17 points. There they are, taking it away. Michael Kinney, what are the fans saying at this point?
I cannot hear them at this particular point in time, but they were really ecstatic on Wednesday after that 3-0 win. They thought yesterday was a walk in the park against Sofapaka, but Sofapaka is a team that knows how to deal with Gor Mahia. That is much I can tell you.
And so you didn't, the result you got, you expected?
Yes.
Good. Well, we'll be talking about Gor Mahia a bit more. That match against Sofapaka, 0-0 on the pitch, but of course lots happened after that, and we'll get deeper into that in just a bit. But for now, the team of the week has been Ulinzi Stars with a maximum 6 points from 2 matches of the week. The Soldiers seem to have hit the right gear with 3, the average for the matches. Now, what we're talking about first, Moroni Youth were hit for 3 in the midweek match as Ulinzi ran out 3-0 winners at the Afra Stadium. This happened in Nakuru.
Mtu yote lazima asikie vizuri kwa ushindi. So lazima asikie vizuri. Sababu I've worked for it and you have to be lazima ufurahi kushinda.
Now, yesterday in the Nakuru Derby, Ulinzi again found the back of the net 3 times and a comfortable 3-1 win over Nakuru All-Stars. A name that team might want to fear now is John Makwata, who has now scored 6 to light up the Golden Boot race early in the season. Now, to AFC Leopards, they have mastered the art of blowing hot and cold after holding red-hot Gor Mahia to a 1-1 draw. This was seen as the turning point in the team that has been cash-strapped over the last season. Now, midweek, they did even better, winning convincingly at the Nyayo National Stadium. Ingwe picked up the momentum from the derby to hit free-falling KCB 3-1 to the delight of their fans. 4 points in their 3 matches was the way to go heading into the next match against Ushuru.
Was ultimately on his favored foot, but Taro is already moving off the goal area.
Good, I feel good because I deserve to win. I knew I should play a game that they don't understand. What I wanted is 3 points, and I think I've come out with 3 points. That's the most important thing.
But those 2 substitutions, forced substitutions, killed us, I think. And after the players from the bench, which we started to use, didn't give us impact on the front, what we wanted on the front, and story finish, you know.
But then disaster struck again as Ingwe lost 2 dependable players to injuries. That's Bernard Mangoli and Wycliffe Kasaya, both substituted with injuries. The effect, Ingwe succumbed to an unexpected 1-0 defeat at the hands of Ushuru FC, who are now the new giant killers in the Kenyan Premier League.
According to our game plan, we had planned to first to attack Leopards on counter-attacks. We got the chances, but we did not utilize our chances. Then AFC Leopards were given a dubious penalty. So it brought down the morale of our players.
today our bench worked properly, and that's what we are looking for. Players from the bench, they shouldn't be disappointed. They're not starters, they will just come in. They must come in and do the job.
Yeah. And staying with Ushuru FC, they were at it again in midweek when they faced high-flying Mathare United at the Nyayo National Stadium. Ushuru proved to be a team with a lot of mental strength as they came from a goal down to edge out a very tactical Mathare United. Right, well, time now to take a look at what's happening on our social media platforms. I'm on SMSs 22422, and Michael Kinyi will be joining me on Twitter. Let me see what we have here. Yes, we have confidence in our referees. Of course, the question being, having watched at least one of the matches this past weekend in the Kenyan Premier League, are you confident in the abilities of our referees to watch the game and call out directions correctly? That may have been a reason why the Sofapaka Gor Mahia game ended as it did, and some are saying, yes, we have confidence in our referees. You don't tell us your name. Another one here, Nyekundu, Peter Kenya, Akuna qualified referee. Cause what? Okay, I don't understand what that. Mike, what do you have on your end?
On Twitter, I'll start with Okoth Kelvin. Okoth Kelvin one says, you're advancing very well. The show is promoting local soccer. Kudos to Michael Kinywega, Maura Banandong, and hashtag Monday Football. Teresa Jelimo says, wewe ungeenda Kisumu ndio tulete the right type of fish. Bernard haelewi mambo ya samaki imeingilia wapi jamani, surely. Then Harrison Shitiavai at Harrison Shitia1 says, Kenyan referees bado. If you watched Gor versus Sofapaka, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So a lot of reactions coming in on social media. 22422 is where to talk to you. Need to talk to us, and hashtag Monday Football on Twitter. Yes, Bernard Ndong, take it away.
Absolutely, Michael Kinyi, you've just talked about officiating. That's also one of the talking points that we'll be interested in finding out from head coach Henry Omino, because apparently the losses that they've had in the Kenyan Premier League, they say that some of them was as a result of poor officiating. But for now, of course, City Stars coach said that they were not prepared for the top flight football, and after going down by 3-0 to Gor Mahia, they look to continue their losing ways in the KPL. But Saturday was different as City Stars climbed off the bottom of the table for the first time with their first win of the season with a 3-1 victory over KCB in a match that was played at the Nyayo National Stadium. City Stars were a totally different outfit, dominating their opponents and creating a number of chances that resulted in 3 goals. Let's look at them.
Chance for him. It had been flicked back nicely for him. Should have gone for that shot earlier on. Oh, he puts it in the net, but he hits the woodwork as well. A goal is a goal, they say.
Hey, while the sun was shining.
This one is probably a better idea of making hay while it shines. Lovely ball control.
Right. Of course, those are the highlights of the City Stars match where they managed to edge the bunkers. Michael, would somebody say that KCB is in crisis? I interacted with the coach last week, but they were adamant and they were still as certain, they were still as confident and stated that KCB is not in crisis.
Ndong, I didn't quite hear the question again very nicely. Can you repeat that question? Because I'm hearing you very faintly from very far.
I'm saying, Michael Kinyi, Stars managed to register victory against KCB 3-1, but for the bunkers, remember, they began the season on a high note, 6-2 victory against Nakuru All-Stars. But unfortunately, since then, they have shown, they seem to be inspiring in each and the matches that they've been playing. But I interacted with the technical bench last week, and they were confident. They stated that KCB is not in crisis. Do you feel that is the case?
No, I think the biggest problem with KCB is that the talisman there is their coach, Rishadi Shedu. And when Shedu is not there, then the players do not have such a direction. All the credit to Elvis Ayani as the assistant coach, but he still does not know the players very well. He can't read that game so much to be able to know that this is the point where I change the game and stuff like that. If you looked at the game that they lost 3-1, they conceded first. They were able to come back at 1-1, and you could see the urgency in the players. But then they lost the plot because how they created that equalizer is not the same way they picked up the momentum, and that's not the style of play that they went to. So I believe that KCB without their coach are not the same. So they need to get Shedu back on that bench as quickly as possible.
Get a chance to bring it back into the area. This one has been headed into the net.
Well, we turn back to the ongoing Sport Pesa Super 8 tournament, and I'll just turn the camera where there is the auto cue, and they say this weekend there were 20 teams that kissed the tournament goodbye. The tournament kicked off on the 4th of April this year, registering a total of 101 teams from all the 8 constituencies in Nairobi. Since the 9th edition of the tournament kicked off early this month, over 100 goals have been scored, while the constituency knockout stage, it is only Langata constituency which has produced 2 teams that will meet for the regional finals match. The tournament is not without its challenges either. Basic equipment like footballs are not enough for a football match. The grounds are also too wet this rainy season. Teams are also drawing too much during the games, leading to penalties to decide the match. The winners of the tournament are set to bag 500,000 Kenya shillings, with the runners-up earning 250,000 shillings once the tournament comes to a close in July. Well, Charles Onsiaki is here with us. Charles, tuambie kwanza, uko based wapi?
Mimi natoka Kisii.
Pande gani ya Kisii?
Suneka, that is Bonchari constituency. Yeah.
Suneka iko karibu na Gesonso.
Yeah, that is the place.
Mimi najua hiyo mahali.
Unajua kabisa?
Ndio hiyo.
Sawa sawa.
Sasa niambie. Huku Egesa FM.
Yeah.
Wanasema, wengi walikuwa wanasema mpira ni Radio Citizen wanatangaza peke yake. Huko Egesa pia unatangaza mpira.
Kabisa.
Na Saturday ulitangaza mpira ya Chelsea na Manchester.
Saturday hatukutangaza lakini huwa tunatangaza sometimes.
Sasa mimi nataka nikuchezee clip ya hiyo mechi.
Yes.
Ile bao ilifungwa. Na utupatie hiyo comment na Kisii vile ungeisema mpaka hiyo clip iishe.
Haina shida.
Uko tayari?
Kabisa.
Haya, Aleki twende.
Haya. Bamurabe timu ya Chelsea bonege barasege tigati mupira obekiro gari ekera bamurabe timu ya Chelsea bakugwatana gari ikyandage 10 bakominyokaniga abakongo bono cyase timu ya Manchester United abakongo cyase timu ya Manchester United asadi mo batagerega abakongo cyase timu ya Manchester United abakongo haya abategera niyo batebyanga mwana okire bono iga timu ya Chelsea yanyore irego liyenge nchomono Onyolengene Premier League Chelsea yanyole goli yenge nchase daike yanga gotebyanga bamurabe timu ya Chelsea goli yamo timu ya Manchester United tranyora goli yende yonse natoko kwanda bono iga mbati wa minchori gose isoko nyalekana yanyalekane bono iga gogotebinge timu ya Chelsea nerere nambe mase Premier League yense ya Bongereza ana bachi koire kombe ya EPL.
Charles.
Yes sir.
Hiyo ni tape umemeza ama unaangalia tu unasema?
Sio tape. Tunasema hivyo, nasema kwamba tunaongea haraka lakini kawaida as a commentator lazima ujaribu kuongea kwa speed bila mpira unaenda.
Watu wa Tusker. Mimi naona leo jamaa tangaza game ya Tusker moja. Anatosha? Kabisa. Charles, hebu niambie, unajua kule mnatangaza mpira, mashabiki wenyu wengi ni wa sehemu za Kisii.
Yeah.
Kweli rongo?
Kabisa, kweli.
Kisii imesemekana ya kwamba tuongee mambo ya Shabana, maana hiyo ni timu ya nyumbani. Watu wanasema Gor na FC ndio wako na mashabiki peke yake.
Shabana iko na mashabiki wengi zaidi nasema kuliko Gor. Shida moja ni ile kwamba hatujakuwa pamoja ama mashabiki hawajakuwa pamoja ndio waungane pamoja na waendelee kusupport timu yetu. Kuna dhana moja ambayo mashabiki wetu wamekuwa wakiwa nayo kwamba kama timu haiko perform vizuri hawatafika uwanjani. Lakini kwa sasa naona vile naongea tu saa hii hata vile ilicheza last weekend naona kwamba walikuwa sawa, mashabiki walikuwa vizuri huko Wasiti Machakos ndio walikuwa vizuri sana, waliingia hata nimeongea na wenzangu sasa wananiambia mambo yalikuwa sawa.
Kulikuwa na tetesi ya kwamba Shabana ni timu inapewa msukumo na ofisi kuu ya FKF. Haswa Rais Sam Nyamwea ya kwamba anaipa hii timu msukumo sana, ndio sababu wanafika mahali ambapo wanafika, ya kwamba hawana tabu yoyote, timu iko sawa, pesa inatoka kwa President Nyamwea, kila kitu sawa.
Acha ukiwa kisiasa mahali popote, kama kuna siasa, siasa iko kwa mpira pia, naweza nikasema.
Ndio
nasema hivyo kwa sababu Shabana ni timu ya kitambo.
Yes.
Imeleta wachezaji wazuri kama vile Michael Kot.
Yes.
Alikuwa akisoma Itieli, akaingia Shabana, akaendelea saa hii naona kwenye nasikika, na ameleta wachezaji wengine wazuri. Pia vile vile ndio Motego yuko ambaye sasa ni mzee, anafanya vizuri.
Yes.
Kuna wachezaji wengine kama Isa Masesa ambao walikuwa ni goalkeeper mzuri. Sasa ukiniambia kwamba ni timu inabebwa, sioni kama kuna timu inabebwa saa hii kama inabebwa. Wakati huo ilikuwa inabebwa na ikaleta wachezaji wazuri.
Ndio hiyo.
Sasa hii mambo ya kusema kwamba Shabana inabebwa, sijaona kama ikibebwa. Ama tuangalie hata ile mechi ambayo imecheza.
Ndio.
Before ama vile wamekuwa wakiendelea, si wamekuwa wakishinda. Kabisa sijaona mimi wakisema kwamba inabebwa.
Niambie kwa sasa. Shabana nimesikia juzi wakisema kwamba wanahitaji mashabiki wao waje wawasaidie, manake kifedha hawako sawa sana. Nini inaendelea katika Shabana?
By the way, kawaida Shabana ni timu ya kujitegemea. Ile timu ambayo kama Gor na FC Leopard, Shabana ni moja ambayo inajitegemea. Pesa zao ama usaidizi wao ama ajira yao inatoka kwa mashabiki ama well wishers I can say. So kwa sasa vile nimeongea na vile nilikuwa nikiwasiliana na wenzao kwamba wako na shida. Hata kuna vile walitoa PayPal number wasaidiwe. Kwa mfano kuna vile walifika wakashindwa hata kutravel, kufika mahali mechi ambayo inahitajika, inabidi hata Nyamwea huyu ambaye wanasema kwamba anabeba timu alisaidia mahali fulani, akalipa 30,000 akasaidia timu ikafika mahali ilikuwa inaenda kucheza. Vile vile kuna wale ambao wamekuwa wakisaidia. So mimi naona kwamba ikiwa vizuri hiyo timu iendelee kusaidiwa vile inasaidiwa, ama kama kuna kampuni fulani inaweza ikajitokeza ama wanaweza wakapata sponsor yote ile, wasaidiwe waendelee vizuri.
Haya, shikilia hapo na Shabana, tutaongea mambo ya KPL. We'll come back with KPL with Charles. We'll be discussing KPL as well as the EPL, but right now I hand over to Wahiga Mora. Where are we moving to?
Right, well Mike, you mentioned KPL and I want to help the viewer at home understand exactly where we are in terms of the table standings, who's on top, who's at the bottom and who's somewhere in the middle. So let's utilize our magic wall here. We've got 4 categories: Barclays Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga and the Kenyan Premier League, and that's our focus right now. Of course, in the next hour, we'll be taking a look at what's happening in the other leagues as well. But for now, our table here, and of course, I can tell you for free who's on top. Gor Mahia leading the table with 17 points. They, of course, they played 7 games. They have a game in hand, and they have also quite some good goal difference. But they're only 1 point away from Ulinzi Stars, who are second, played 8 matches on 16 points. Now, 3rd and 4th position are tied on points. You've got your Western Stima there, and not a very good weekend for them. You know what Tusker did to them yesterday. And you've got Thika United, who have shown quite some promise this season. And now also tied 5th and 6th, Sofapaka Michael Kinyi, doing better, because when he first started at the beginning of the season, they were all the way at the bottom around number 11. Now they've climbed up to 5th. And Mike said Sofapaka know what to do with Gor Mahia, and they got their points there. They are now on 13. Together with Bandari, another team to watch out for. Also, Mike referred to them as a team ya Gazeti, well profiled in the papers, but they seem to be doing... Mike, you want to say something on this?
Yes, I said not team ya Gazeti, but Moto ya Gazeti.
Moto ya Gazeti.
Yes. Inawaka dakika mbili alafu inazima.
So, they are going down.
They were leading 3 weeks ago.
That's right.
At some point.
They were actually at the top here.
Look at where they are. They are gradually going lower and lower. So I wish they can go higher. Yes. You know, they did well to win against Tusker midweek, but then they're dancing. They're like AFC Leopards now. They don't really have a footing where they're playing hot and cold. This game they play so well, the next game you wonder if it's the next game.
Right. And very quickly take you through the rest of the top 10. You've got your Tusker there. We'll be engaging Tusker fans on whether they're happy with where they are and whether they think this will help them get closer up here even as the league continues. AFC Leopards come up to 8th, Ushuru FC, and of course Sony Sugar. Let's also take a look at the top scorers. This is a new segment that we have, and we want to just take a look at what we have in terms of the top scorers. And first up, we're looking specifically at the Kenya Premier League. That is, we have Ali Abondo, Kenyan, 25 years of age, although some may dispute that. And Mike, you can even join me in on this. And he's got 6 goals. Fantastic work from him this season. Many were asking who will take over from Dancer and Kuma, Mike. And I think this young man is up to the task.
Yeah, there's a very good combination of Ali Abondo together with Khalid Aucho and Mehdi Kagere. And those are the guys who've contributed. If you look at the goal difference of Gor Mahia, they're at 10, the best goal difference, 4 better than Ulinzi, yet they've played 1 game less. You shudder to imagine if they play that game and they continue the spirit that they have, then they will be scoring a lot of goals. That man, Victor Ali Abondo, is on fire, and Tusker FC will be telling us why he was not performing that well when he was at Tusker FC last season.
That's a good question he brought up, but we move up to our birthday boy. Happy birthday, Jesse Were. You celebrated your birthday with a goal, and of course the Tusker fans are clapping at the corner because they know what he has done. He has always been so close to the Golden Boot, Michael Kinyi, but something happened, and this season it seems to be his season.
This is the season that I think Jesse Were, after being given the captain's armband, you can see he's a leader on the pitch, and his confidence has grown. Don't be surprised if we hit 20 goals.
Right, and John Makwata, a name that may be unfamiliar to some of you there, played for Ulinzi and also tied with Were and Abondo with 6 goals so far in the Kenya Premier League. Mike, what do you know about Makwata?
John Makwata used to play for Nairobi City Stars. He was snapped up by Ulinzi, went for army training. Now he's come back, he's a soldier, and he has a lot of confidence. That boy is banging in goals like there is no tomorrow. Watch out for that one.
He was a civilian, now a soldier, scoring so many goals. Hopefully his training has contributed to this, and we hope to see many more goals even as the league continues. But now, Banan Ndong is in Kisumu, not a soldier, but learning a bit of football. Ndong, what's happening?
The privilege of welcoming Mr. Henry Omino, the head coach of Western Stima. Head coach, of course, the season has been one of ups and one of lows, 5 victories, 3 losses. How do you analyze the season so far?
I want to thank the Lord for the team that has enabled us to have. We have a great team, and I'm happy the way we started the season. The performance has been good. It has never been like this before. So I'm looking forward to a very good season this year.
Coach, you finished 11th last season. As we speak, you're currently 2nd. Yesterday, if you had managed to register victory against Tusker FC, you'll have gone top of the league. What is Western Stima doing right this season?
Yeah, there's something that started the second leg last season. The way I want the team to play. And I want to say that I'm very happy because I can see the results. The boys are managing. They're playing the kind of role that I want them to play. And it's paying off. Even the new chaps that came into the team have gelled in very, very comfortably. And there's fluidity. The game is flowing, and I'm happy for the result. I know we're going to do better even than we're doing at the moment.
Talking about fluidity, of course, officiating is what ensures that it creates the platform for a game to be fluid. One of the question that we're asking this afternoon, we're asking viewers who are watching us right now, we're asking them on the issue of officiating. How do you rate the officiating? 2 games you lost, and we interacted with some of your players, and they stated that perhaps poor officiating could have been your undoing.
Yeah, the game that we lost to Ulinzi Nakuru, we were tops in terms of possession and everything, but we lost because of penalty. It was a genuine penalty. I'm not complaining. The game we lost to Thika United, that was a sham. We are on tops again. That I would say without any fear that officiating wasn't up to standard. But yesterday we didn't lose because of officiating. Officiating was up to date, and we lost because of the injury that we had, and we lost the touch. We lost the concentration, and boys Tusker came into the game and got those 2 quick goals in the second half because of the changes that we made.
Thank you, Coach. Of course, we'll just take a moment and thank you for your sentiments. We'll be taking a look now at, let's interact with some of the players here. Of course, we have the captain of Western Stima. His name is Jarul. We'll be interested in finding out. I just move back a bit, and you can see my cameraman will be following me. You can see in the background that is Western Stima preparing. They lost yesterday against Tusker FC by 3-1. Their next games is against Muhoroni Youth, and they'll also be facing off with Gor Mahia. And before the Gor Mahia match, they'll be facing off with Bandari. And in just a moment, I'll be interacting with the captain of Western Stima, the captain of Western Stima right here. He's called Jarul. I'm interested in finding out where that name came from. Hi. Thank you very much for joining us on Monday Football. Captain, first of all, Jarul, where did that name originate from?
That name came from early ages when I used to play football. I used to play midfield. I used to rule. Yeah.
You used to rule the midfield.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
How do you rate the season so far? Of course, you have 5 victories, 3 losses. Do you feel everything is going according to plan?
So far, I would say it's so good because we've tried our best. I think this is the first time Western Stima has got 15 points within 8 matches. So I think it's an achievement to the club. And I think they are heading in the right direction.
Tough matches coming up here in your next fixtures. You'll be facing off with Muhoroni Youth, and then you'll be facing off with Bandari. But the big one, everyone is hoping and waiting for that one. That is Gor Mahia. We'll be facing Western Stima right here in Kisumu Stadium.
That one will be interesting one. That's a good one because Gor Mahia will be at home and also you are at home. So that's not going to be a derby. And we hope we match the winners when it comes.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is David Okello, the captain of Western Stima. Mike Okinyi, I must tell you for a fact that this is artificial turf. This is one of the few artificial turfs that we have in the country. It's quite hot, and I've just been doing some dancing a bit here because of the heat, but nonetheless, the players say that it's up to par. It serves the purpose that it should. They enjoy themselves so much. And of course, Mike, I understand that you have some very interesting clips back there in Nairobi. As for me, for now, I would like to dash immediately after the show and look for some ugali and some fish, and of course some sukuma wiki at least immediately after Monday football to have a lunch. Michael King.
Well, thank you, Bernard. We're having a lot of fun there, I can see, in Kisumu. Well, I can send you to the right place where you'll get that ugali and that fish. If you don't go to the lakeside, yes, go to a place called Kakwacha in Kisumu.
Kakwacha?
Yes, you'll get the best fish, you'll get the best ugali in there. Go and eat ugali, go and eat fish there. Well, we are moving on to, I think we have funny clips.
Funny pictures, Mike.
Yes, and, but before that, Wahiga, there are a few tweets here that I have to look at. And it's very interesting. Somebody is asking, Kelvin Wanaina is asking, and you are on that bit. That is that Kelvin Wanaina is asking, where is Team Xbox today? I hope you guys invite me the next Monday. That is Kevin Wanaina. Okay. Yes, he's asking about that. Then when I move on, Mugambi Minyoro at Timo P says, I hope Ushuru can carry the form. He's talking about that team called Ushuru, formerly KRA. And then Geoffrey Kimani says, studio all yellow, hashtag Tusker FC is in the studio, Tusker country. That is Geoffrey Maina. And then Makavela Kwach asks a very interesting question. He says, where are local team jerseys, especially for Gor Mahia? Referring to that wall of ours where we hang all the jerseys for the teams. I will answer you very simply. These teams do not have jerseys. I don't even know where to buy. In fact, I'm asking Tusker FC fans where they get their jerseys, because once I get a Tusker FC jersey, I will put it up there. I do not know where to get these jerseys. I think it's only Gor Mahia who sell theirs at their offices, and the last time I checked, they told me they are coming in, we'll let you know. I went to Thika, I asked the team manager, actually, where can I buy? I don't know what for free, nata kununua. Where can I buy that so that I put on that wall? Nothing. If you know that these guys can get me those jerseys and I want to buy, send me where I can buy them. I'll buy those jerseys. I'll put them up. Next week on Monday, they'll be there. Wahika.
Right, Mike. Well, somebody asked about Team Xbox, and that's where I am, and the action is definitely going on. Today, it's Liverpool versus Barcelona, and on the pad, so to speak, we have Amanda. She's become our resident player in this particular match. If you can just pause the game for a second, I just want to get an idea of what's happening. Amanda, by now, I expected you to be winning this game. Judging by what I saw last week, what is going on? What is going wrong here?
He's good. He's good. I'm about to lose my crown, but not really.
Not really?
You will see.
Good. So this is Amanda. You saw her last week. Those of you who were able to catch the show, if you can just hand over the mic to this gentleman, he can introduce himself and tell us why he's so good at this game.
Joshua Jombe. I used to play this game during my free time. Even this girl, she's tough. It's not that easy. It's tough.
What's your secret? How are you able to... Because so far, 0-0. I mean, yes, last week she was beating guys 4-0.
Yeah, I'm defending so much. I'm too much on defending.
You're too much on defending?
Yeah.
Good. Well, keep playing. Hopefully we'll get some results in the next 10 or 15 minutes. We've got DJ Crossfade also. He's just behind me. He's doing his thing. He's got on his 1 and 2s. And hopefully we'll see a bit of DJing, dancing, and all that as well. But for now, I believe Mike Okinyi is going to be telling us about Quickfire, the section many of you are waiting for. Mike.
Well, thank you, Wahiga. On Quickfire, this is what we do. We have fans in the studio. We've got 2,000 bob every week to give away. If you don't win the 2,000 bob, it carries forward to the next week. We had a winner last week going away with 9,000 Kenya shillings, jackpot. Today, we start again at 2,000 bob, but Bwana Director Roba said, naongeza thou. So we'll have 3,000 bob to give out to any of the Tusker FC fans who can be able to answer 8 questions, at least 8 questions in a minute. I will ask as many as possible, but if you answer 8 of those questions, then you're inside. So, Tusker FC fans, this is what we do. I want you to get numbers from there, 1, 2, as we move on.
1, 2, 3, 5.
Well, I check out on my Bona Director, what number? Number 9. So number 9, who's 9? Yes, number 9. When we come back after the break, it will be quickfire. Mimi na wewe. Hapa. Sawa sawa? We're out on a break. When we come back, quickfire. When you don't know the answer, or you think it will eat up your time, you just say pass and ask you the next question. You answer the question, I continue. I will not tell you if you've gotten it right or wrong, but the counter will be there. For the fans in the studio, you do not utter a word. If you try and whisper an answer to him, I disqualify, and we move it on to the next week. So I hope you are clear on that one. We'll start. What's your name, sir?
I'm Frederick Mugambi.
Frederick Mugambi. Nati ya Murume?
Kwaps.
Ile kiwanja ya Kinori imekuwa tayari sasa?
Iko tayari sasa.
Iko tayari?
Iko tayari.
Mwisho wa mwezi mnaenda kucheza huko?
Next to second leg.
Okay. Tell me, Mugambi, what do you do?
I'm a mechanic.
You're a mechanic?
Yeah.
Ile gari yangu inanisumbua sana, kwa hivyo naweza kupatia unitengenezee, sio?
Nipatie nikutengenezee.
Mechanic wapi?
Ngumba.
Ngumba? Sawa. Now, we will start. When I say we start now, it means the counter is going and we continue. Sawa?
Yes.
Concentration, eh? Before we do that, pesa yangu niko nayo kwa mfuko hapa. This is the money. Wacha nipatie referee hapo, ahesabu. Ukipata, anakupatia, irudi kwangu, inaenda kwako. You relax, eh? Uko sawa?
Uko sawa.
Your questions starting now. Who is the Thika United head coach?
Pass.
Which teams drew yesterday at Nyayo National Stadium?
Pass.
Who scored for Sony Sugar in yesterday's match against Mathare United?
Pass.
Name one of the KPL's current top scorers.
Where?
Who scored for Chelsea in Chelsea versus Manchester United?
Hazard.
What position is Tusker FC on the standings with how many points?
6.
Which team is Barcelona playing in the Champions League quarter-final?
PSG.
Who won in Ushuru versus FC Leopards?
Ushuru.
What was Tusker FC's previous name?
Pass.
Who did City Stars beat to get their first win of the season?
Tusker.
How many times has Arsenal won the FA Cup?
8.
Name one Tusker player who was shown a yellow card in Tusker versus Western Stima. Your time is up. I will wait for the director to tell me how many correct answers. 4 correct answers, 7 wrong answers. So my 3,000 bob moves to next week, and that will be 5,000 bob for the fans who will be in studio next week. But we thank you very much. At least you've tried. Unajua nne sio? Aye. Have your seat there. Mbese, pesa yangu irudi hapa. I would like to sit hapa, Bwana Director. If you'll allow me, I want to engage these Tusker FC fans, and I want to know, number one, can you guys tell me, Tusker FC, the richest club in Kenya, arguably, everything in place. You've got a good training ground, you've got the stadium, you've got good winning bonuses. But then can somebody tell me, what are the winning bonuses? What is the payment plan for Tusker FC? Anyone? The mic. Mtu yote yule anaweza kajibu. Sawa? Microphone hiyo.
10,000.
10,000 for winning bonus.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo jana Tusker wameingiza mfuko 10,000 kila mchezaji.
Hapana, 2,000 wanachukua 2,000, 8,000 zaenda kwa account.
So you get 2,000 bob, then 8,000 is lumped up on your salary, it goes into your account.
Yeah.
Somebody else to tell me, what is the engagement of Tusker FC fans with the playing unit? How do you engage? How do you interact? Somebody else, wewe sitaki unijibu wewe, ushanijibu. My question is, what type of interaction do you have as Tusker FC fans with the players? What kind of interaction do you have? I'll take an example. Gor Mahia, they've got this system where they say we want to motivate our fans, our players, sorry. And because they have no money, they say we will send our money to one person and they give it to the players as an encouragement for them to perform on the pitch. So I'd like to know, what kind of engagement do you have between Tusker and Tusker FC?
Mike, we're really having good plans for our Tusker FC fans currently, because most of us, we've been in Tusker for a long period of time. And basically what we normally do as Tusker FC fan, we normally go to children's home. That's the first thing. We promote some kids from the slums. And sometimes we normally have that one-on-one talk with our players, trying to motivate them, because sometimes maybe we may end up having a draw, or sometimes we may end up losing. And basically it's a matter of giving our players morale, because you know, currently the league is still at far state, and it's the right time for us as Tusker FC fans, plus the management, plus the players. When we meet them, we talk to them, give them that encouragement on the issues, because currently we know some issues really affects them. The kind of playing, the kind of pitch they normally. They've been traveling for the last two matches, the Moroni and Chemelil. They've been traveling. There's that fatigue aspect onto them.
So there are those programs that you've put in place, in terms of funds, and work together with the club. I want you to give the microphone to our Nyebo sister that is behind there. Nyebo, first tell us your good names.
I'm Kathy.
Kathy is from Uganda and she's a Tusker FC fan. Kathy, I want you to tell me, what is the problem at Tusker? Are you happy with the 8th position?
Okay, you know, we are just starting, and we don't want to give up. 8, and you know, we are 8, but with like almost the same points. So it's all about the goals. But I know it will not be 8 as we continue. I'm not happy about it, but I don't want to give up. Yeah, that's Tusker.
I want somebody else to answer me this question, because it has come up from Western Stima as well, that they're saying that yesterday, in their match yesterday, there are 2 goals that they should not have conceded, but for the referees, would I say incompetence, or would I say inability to handle that game? I want somebody else to answer. Wewe unakasumba sana wewe. Nataka mtu mwingine ajibu. You were at the game yesterday. Now, tell me, given that we have complaints flying all over, has Tusker FC been, number one, has Tusker FC been a victim of poor officiating this season? Ilikuwa wapi?
Yeje tucheza jana?
Anauliza.
Moroni Sugar. Yeje tulinyimwa nini? Walituchezea game mbaya, tukanyimwa paka penalty. Game ya Bandari tulinyimwa penalty pia ya Abudi, na tukanyimwa bao yetu, tukaambiwa tunepush. Ati player ni push nini goalkeeper wa Bandari, na kushikwa yeye mwenyewe alijiangusha. Kawaida Uburu ni mtu ambaye anapenda kujeka sop. Akiguswa tu yuko chini. Na once akishajua timu iko nini waenda kumfikia, lazima anze vituko uwanjani.
So ndio nauliza, Tusker mmekuwa victim of what you call poor officiating. Shida ya marefari ni nini Kenya?
Shida ya marefari Kenya wana ile tabia moja. Sema refari tunarudi nyuma. Kama timu amewachotei marefari, lazima watafanya nini? Hawezi wabeba kivyovyote. Hiyo ndio shida moja tunayo Kenya.
So what you're saying is that teams bribe referees to get favorable decisions. How do you prove that?
Tunaprove kwa sababu ukiangalia kama hii game ya Bandari, vile ule referee ambaye aliref juu hiyo game ya Bandari hakuwa fair. Kaka unajua lazima pana kitu kinafanya nini? Kinatembea, kwa sababu si hata mtaani, game za mtaani waza kwa hivyo. Ukimchezea referee vizuri, ukimwangalia referee, game inakuwa sawa.
Mwingine ni jibu swali. I want somebody else to take up this question. Somebody who has not spoken before. Somebody else to give it to the lady in the vuvuzela. Yes. I know something crazy will come out of that just from your reactions, you guys. So you have a combination of you had this midfielder Khalid Aucho, you had Ali Abondo in Tusker last season. How do you feel as Tusker FC players, knowing that of the 17 goals Gor Mahia have scored, 16 of them have been scored or an assist has come from those 2 players? How did Tusker let them go?
I think it's because of cash. Cash is the problem. Now, like Aucho was demanding a lot of money that we could not afford.
So what is a lot of money? From the grapevine, nyinyi wenyewe mlikuwa mnajua. Mchezaji alitisha nini mkasema hii yenyewe haiwezi?
Alikuwa anatisha milioni 3.
But Tusker, we've just said Tusker is the richest club. Milioni 3 itawashinda jamaa?
Nategemea kwa mtu mmoja hizo, na pia hakuwa na perform mara mob.
Nategemea pia.
Director ananiambia nikuulize hii swagi yako ya Tusker hii. Kuna pua, kuna earrings. What motivates you into dressing like? Is this just for today or kila siku ukienda game uko hivyo?
Kila time nikienda game lazima nidunge hivyo. Kumaanisha napenda timu yangu. I can do anything for my team.
What?
Yes.
Hii ni kali. Hebu simama wakuone. Wanasema hebu simama njoo hapa mbele. Just give her the microphone. Let her come with the microphone. Njoo na hiyo microphone. Nimeambiwa kuna zile hatuoni. Kuna viatu. Haya. Nini nyingine?
Siringi.
Na uringi. How long has this association been of you and Tusker? Weke hiyo tattoo nitakuiona tena. Hebu onyesha hiyo tattoo. Nitakuona hiyo tattoo vizuri. So, umekuwa shabiki wa Tusker kwa muda gani?
Only for 2 years.
Miaka miwili?
Yeah.
Na nini imekumotivate? Nini ilichangia mpaka ukapenda Tusker ukaingia
kwenye
KFC?
Tusker, mimi nimezaliwa Ngumba, so ni timu ya mtaani. Yeah, mara mingi tumekuwa tukienda kucheza breweries, so nikakuwa na hiyo. Ni vile sijakuwa mara mingi Nairobi. That's why.
Okay. What do you do in life? You're not in Nairobi most of the time.
Beauty.
Hey.
Yeah.
Unarembesha watu?
Narembesha tunaona vile wako.
Ndio hiyo sasa kazi yako
Bidii yangu.
Bidii yako.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come back with more on that, more on Tusker FC fans, just to get their views on EPL and the Champions League. Right now, we go to Wahiga and Director Nambia, stand by Wahiga. What do we have?
Right, thank you, Mike. Let me just tell you a bit about the dedication of Kenyan fans. Many say that Kenyan fans do not support their football. These fans, a lot of them were actually out of town yesterday. Some of them have traveled overnight. They are sleepy, they are tired, but they said, you know what? We want to come talk about our team on Monday football, so we're going to come. So I actually found one of them taking a bit of a nap before the show started. That just shows you how serious Kenyan fans are about their football. If we can get some more supporting all the teams in the Kenyan Premier League, just think about how far we would be. Nevertheless, we appreciate all those of you who are sending us your feedback. And before I tell you about the FA Cup, let me read 2 or 3 tweets very quickly. One here from Felix Wadare saying, Tusker fans are looking good and calm, but league hawachukui. Tusker mmesikia. League hamuchukui. Meanwhile, St. Ander saying, today's Quickfire was easy peasy. If it was easy peasy, then why did he not take it? That's a good question. And finally, just a quick last one here. The Gunners are the favorites to win the FA Cup. Emmanuel Ochago, hata hatujauliza swali ya FA Cup, but you're talking about it. So let's get to that now. And Arsenal are through to the finals of the FA Cup for the 19th time after they edged out Reading 2-1 yesterday in a match that was settled in extra time. Alexis Sanchez gave the Premier League side a 39th minute lead before Gary McCleary volleyed home an equalizer shortly after the break. Now Sanchez made it a brace in the 106th minute with a goal that propelled Arsenal to Wembley for the final.
It's come back off the post. Has he gone in? And the answer is yes. Chesney baffled, but goal line technology does it spit. And Reading are level. McCleary darting in. And the team from the Championship are level.
Wow, from absolutely nowhere as well. Good play, and really interesting one with that technology, as you say, because to the naked eye, the Gremniak does brilliantly well. And that's tough. That's about moving your feet quickly.
Into stoppage time. The end of the first half of extra time. Oh, Federici! Oh, a horrible, horrible moment for Adam Federici.
Well, that game did not take place yesterday. It took place the day before. Happy Arsenal fans, you know, want to relive that memory every day. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Elsewhere, Liverpool will not be travelling to Wembley after they squandered their lead going down 2-1 to Aston Villa on Sunday afternoon. Felipe Coutinho pushed Liverpool into the lead in the 30th minute. Benteke leveled before half-time and Villa scored the winner through Fabian Delph's cool finish 9 minutes after the break.
Coutinho gives them the lead. Possibilities for Villa again here. Delph involved one more time. 1-1. Benteke. He doesn't miss at the moment. Aston Villa have bounced back. The angle, the back heel for Grealish. Delph trying to get there. He might get there. He has got there. Aston Villa have turned this around. Fabian Delph.
Well, I actually wish Michael Kinyi was reading this next intro, but I will do my best. Chelsea edged closer to the English Premier League title with a 1-0 win over Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. Eden Hazard's first half finish gave Jose Mourinho's side 3 points and means that victory in forthcoming games at Arsenal and Leicester City will return the title to Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, what hasn't been certain this evening is Falcao's touch, and he was the one that lost possession. And once it's fed inside, I love the back heel from Oscar. And this fella's been doing this kind of thing.
I think we've seen too much of that, Buona Director. Elsewhere, a bizarre goal from West Ham's James Collins helped Manchester City back to winning ways in the Premier League. Top scorer Sergio Aguero was on target as the fallen champions after some bad run claimed a welcome and routine 2-0 victory at the Etihad Stadium.
Collins crestfallen. West Ham oh so lethargic, but in rather unfortunate fashion behind.
No, we just said it's only a matter of time. Adlan actually ran out of his area. I thought
Navas unmarked on the near. Jesus Navas, Sergio Aguero, 2-0. Sergio Aguero, the first of 20 Premier League goals this season. Manchester City cutting West Ham to ribbons.
Right, time now to take a look at the top scorers in the English Premier League, and I talked about him a minute ago. It's Sergio Kun Aguero, who leads that table, should be on 20 goals, and we'll be having
20 goals. He scored his 20th goal yesterday, and he's leading that chart, but I think it's going to be a very tight one going to the close of the league.
Because, of course, bearing in mind interesting statistics, he's married Diego Maradona's daughter. Kun, the nickname, is actually from a cartoon that Sergio was fond of when he was younger. Nevertheless, good performance. Let's take a look at Harry Kane from Tottenham Hotspur, also tied on 20 goals. This gentleman, where has he come out of?
I wish he could. Arsenal fans will know this. He was at the Academy.
That's right.
Look at what the guy is doing.
Why do you keep letting these players go? John Kianda and the like. Hopefully John Kianda will be with us next time to tell us why they keep letting such good talent go. And finally, Diego Costa, the young man who doesn't look so young.
Yes, that's the 42-year-old young man.
But he's still scoring, Michael Kinyi. Number 3.
I am reading the age on the other way around. He looks the other way.
He looks the other way around. Nevertheless, born and having played in Brazil, now changed citizenship to Spain, and he's been doing wonders for Chelsea. Shitera and many other Chelsea fans swear by Diego Costa.
Musheke in the soundbox
David
is screaming at us to say he's the hottest guy to go.
Good. And finally, top scorers in La Liga, and you know who are the top 2, right? Cristiano Ronaldo, he cannot be missing on this list. He's leading that particular table with 39 goals. But Mike, you know where most of those goals came from?
He scored in one game they scored 9 goals, he scored 5. But look at that, 39 goals. It's crazy.
Good as gold. And of course, he's not too far behind is Lionel Messi. And
the 35th goal came yesterday. Very cheeky dinky tried there. The goalkeeper parried it back and then he tapped it in. I mean, that was a good one.
About him. Apparently, he has a growth syndrome that affected his height, and maybe that's what has made him as deadly as he is on the field. And finally, Antoine Griezmann, Atletico Madrid,
the Frenchman, he actually did well at the World Cup, and I think he's 20 goals, but look at where he is. 20 goals, where guys are scoring 35 and 39 goals. It's crazy.
He better take his 3rd place title early and leave it at that. And of course, there's the comparison. Minutes played, 29 versus 32. Assists, Mike?
14 and 6 and 18.
So you want Messi on your team?
I'm telling you, you'd want Messi on your team, but you'd want Cristiano because of the girls.
The girls?
Yeah, if you want...
Not the goals?
Yeah, you see Dingwengo is very happy
so
there.
So there's that head-to-head comparison. I think the question is, are these the 2 greatest players in the world?
I think they would. Messi has not been tried in another league. Cristiano has played in 3 leagues and he's tried in all 3.
Yes.
For Messi, I don't think he has been tested, because when he goes to the World Cup, does he do anything like that?
Good. Just a clarification, it's actually matches played, not minutes played. So Messi has played 32 matches and Cristiano Ronaldo 29. But with the 29 that Ronaldo has, he's even got more goals, by 5. So
yes, more by 5, but I think it's not over yet. There's still a long way to go as far as these guys are concerned. In one game, everything can change in that one game.
Good.
But our director is telling me to look at what is on social media.
But I also got funny pictures, and I'll insist that we go through a few of them, because They're hilarious. I don't know if you have any ready right now. Mike, you were telling me about this.
Yes, you guys were really, Manchester United fans last week were saying, bring them on one by one. You didn't know what was waiting for you in that door.
Well, and there, of course, Mourinho kicked us out. But sorry, haters, can't hear you from the top of the table. So any of you Chelsea haters, shaurienu. I think that's what that picture says right there. We're back to the knocking on the door. Man U knocking at Chelsea's door. And of course, Chelsea's players come out and stomp on Man U. Look at that. I don't need to explain.
That is why he gets hand against Musheke.
Oh my goodness. And of course, big salute, Man U fans.
Mama, nakupiga salute.
Some of these pictures. Mike, look at this. Tumekaliwa kweli.
I'm telling you.
Oh, there we go. Now, look at this. Man U are known as the Red Devils.
Yes.
So size 8 imebidi aingia tu. Apige Sitani mateke.
And then she's a Chelsea fan, you know.
Oh, she's a Chelsea fan?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And of course, the Lion also just came out and devoured Manchester United. Not a good weekend at all.
Oh, God. Van Damme, this is bad.
Mnatuonea. Willis Raburu. And of course, there was Chelsea's strategy. Defense, park the bus. Attack, unleash the robot.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Me, I like Mourinho's type of play.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
And
beautiful football peleka kule unataka, but results is what we need.
I think this is the last one. Of course, that's how the game actually went down. Oh no, this is not right. I give up.
Keep England clean. Well, before we wind up, Wahiga, I just have one question for the Tusker FC fans, and I want somebody who's very bold to answer me this one. Anytime Tusker FC is playing another team, tunasikia sauti zenyu huko, but mkicheza na AFC na Gor, hata jazi mumeficha saa zingine. What happens in those games? Why are Tusker FC intimidated when it comes to those games and in terms of the fans? Are you guys intimidated by those clubs? And why do we have very few fans of Tusker wanaenda mechi za Gor na FC? Niliambia nataka mtu ule ako na roho jibu hiyo swali.
Mike.
Yes.
I think there's one thing, and that thing when it comes to our own security. Because basically, if you go to the grounds, basically Nyayo or even City Stadium, you'll find that, the top two teams, Gor Mahia and FC, their fan base is really impressive.
Yes.
And for this, the upcoming clubs, the prestigious clubs like Tusker, we have got that, the small number, but again, when we cheer up our score, there's that, from inside our heart. So we normally feel like, for example, we've been having a match against Gor Mahia. Kindly, we can't go with our own jersey because of the intimidation and the bullying. Because most of us, we've been passing through some beatings.
Okay. Do you think it's high time that KPL did, like the way we did with the matches we've shown you there, when Man U is playing away at Chelsea, there's a segmented section where Manchester United fans are seated and they're guided out of the stadium with security to shown, use these gates, they exit, then the rest of the stadium leave. Do you think it's high time KPL did that, and how can they ensure that you guys are safe?
But Mike, it is too late, but because we've been having such issues, we've been having committees when it comes to maybe Gor Mahia, or normally committees are Gor Mahia and the FC are playing. There's a committee somewhere planning for the, but again for the smaller clubs or the upcoming club like Tusker. So I think it's the right time. Like we're having a match with the FC Leopard this weekend. So we really need to have that that security aspect to our fans, because I might be like willing to go to the stadium with my sister or with my girlfriend. So sometimes that issue of will that 90 minutes end when I'm safe, or there'll be something else.
Well, Mike, I have a final question for our Tusker fans. How many fans are you in total? What do you think the fan base is?
Wahiga, our number is huge. Before you go to Kinoro Stadium, currently we are having our fan base, Tusker FC fan base. We are implementing on having our branches countrywide. Currently in Western Nyanza, we are having the fan base. So
so you are huge.
I hear you. Well, if you want to know the fan base that Tusker FC have, wait until end of the month when Kinoru Stadium is going to be reopened. I don't know who they are playing with, but they will be there and you'll be able to see them there. Bwana director is harakishing us in the studio and
I can't even see myself.
But it's all right. We will finish it off as we finish. Tusker nasikia mnapenda kudansa. Mnataka ngoma gani muwekewe sasa? Hiyo kidudu mtu. For me. Aya kidudu mtu. Aya mwingieni hapa basi. Aya kidudu.